I would prime it. It says press it 7 times, put on full choke. So it just won't start. And I've done all the adjustings on it and still nothing will work. So I'm going to take out the carburetor and change out the gas to some new gas and see if that will work. So before you work on the carburetor, there are some numbers you want to look up. There's always a model number for the weed ear itself, and then the model number of the engine. And what you can do is, if you just Google and search online, you'll find out that yes, it's made, the brand is Homelite, but you'll find out that the engine and the carburetor are made by some other company. For example, this carburetor is made by Zama, and it's same carburetor that's used in many other weed eaters out there like Ryobi and so forth. So the carburetor is right above the fuel tank. You'll see 2 tubes right here that will go up to the carburetor, and it's also where the air filter is at. So first of all, let's pop open the air filter, and you can see there it is right there. There are 2 screws. Let's take it out. Okay. So here's where the air intake comes in. Put it to the side. These tubes. And if these tubes are already dry, cracks, or whatnot, then you should replace them. There we go, it comes on out, and here's the linkage. Just disconnect that, like so, and here's the carburetor. So right here is the old gasoline from the gas tank, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to just use it to brush around the carburetor and just clean off all the debris. So there you go, the carburetor is cleaned outside. So here is my Zama rebuild kit. It has basically, it's a package of gaskets and diaphragm. So there are 2 screws on the top where you prime it, and there are 2 screws on the bottom. And we need to take off those 4 screws. The bottom. And you can see that it says Zama right there, made in China. Okay, so the bottom part has the diaphragm. Let's pull this diaphragm out and look at it. The diaphragm actually is still in pretty decent shape. It's still very flexible. Let's flip it on to the other side. Oh, and then I have another gasket right here. Okay, there we go. So now I have this taken out. For the top part where you prime, I need to clean out all of these passages right here. That right there is called a Welch plug. In fact, I might even have an extra one right here. Does it fit over it? No, this one's way too big. So the Welch plug right there, what you want to do is you want to drill it, pop it out, clean it. It's kind of like a little area that all the gas goes through, and after you clean it, then you put a new one in, and then you take a puncher and you punch it back down. As you can see, this is flattened down. When it's punched down, it flares out, so it holds itself right there. Since I don't have a Welch plug, so I won't be replacing that part, but what I will be doing is all these passages right here, I will be making sure that, and the next thing I'm going to do is take carburetor cleaner. I'm going to spray it through here, through all of the passages, all the jets and all the holes, to make sure that there's nothing clogged in between. This is the same thing. You can see that there are a couple of passages here and there, and you want to poke through them all. So in my kit, I don't have these small little parts right here like the needle and spring and so forth, but I'm just going to go ahead and take this out. And the second one I use a carb cleaner. I want to spray and go through all of these stuff too. So here's a spring, here's a needle, and in a rebuild kit usually these all come with it. So in a second I want to spray through all of that too. So after I use carb cleaner and spray through all of these holes, the next thing I want to do is take compressed air and blow through it. Basically, you go through all the holes and blow through it. And look, I don't know if you could see that, but I blew through it and that little thing came out right there. So now I want to spray through all these passages. So one thing I want to point out is that there's a screen right here, and you can see there's some debris on it, and I want to clear that out. Sometimes I can use compressed air and clear it out. Sometimes I might just need to take some gasoline and rinse it out. So now that I have everything all cleared out, I want to put it back together. First, let's put this needle back in. And there's a spring on top. Oops. So next I'm going to put the diaphragm back on. As you can see that the old diaphragm and the new diaphragm looks a little bit different. That's okay. They serve the same purpose. So I'm still going to save the old one for backup. And as you can see, the old one is a lot thicker than the new one, because the new one is, there's two pieces. First I put the diaphragm down, then on top of the diaphragm is this other piece. Now I'm going to take the cover, put that back on. I'm going to put some screws on. So you want this tight, but you don't want to overdo it. So next thing I want to put the gasket back on this other end. You can see the two old ones right there, and they actually match up with the new ones pretty well. So follow the same orientation. There are two guides right there that will help you out. Put that on, and then I want to put this on top. Right. Put these screws on there. So now I'm going to put it back together. Just reverse the same process.